Okay. One thing that I wish that I knew when I was 18 years old was that you don't need to follow the rules. And just as an example of that, so I had a friend who went to university, did everything right, followed the rule, and he graduated. He found a lot of difficulty getting a job. It took him 6 months to find a job, and when he finally found one, it was just subcontracting at this firm, and he wasn't making that much money, and he was sort of disappointed. And I feel that there's this general idea given when you're young from parents, teachers, adults that if you follow all the rules and if you do everything the way you're supposed to do it, then you'll be successful in life and will work out for you. And it took me a while to realize that that's not true. And actually, sometimes the people who are doing the quote unquote riskier things are actually doing something that is actually safer. It's not what the majority is doing, but it's actually a safer strategy. And for myself, when I was doing the same thing, so I started a business and I was working through a business, teaching students how to learn faster and working through that. That was something that people were always telling me, well, that's very risky. You don't want to do that. It's not going to be very safe. It's not going to be very stable. But after graduating, it took me a lot of work. I worked on it for 7 years. But after a lot of work and I was working on it, it turned out to be very successful. And so at the same period of time when my friend was graduating, I was able to work at a job I loved. I was getting paid a good salary, and I wasn't under fairly flexible working conditions. And I think that it's the expectation that if you do what everybody else is doing, that everything's going to turn out right for you, which is what's dangerous, because you do have to work hard and you have to make things happen. You have to understand how the world works. And that only happens when you think for yourself, you make up your own mind, and whether you decide to follow what everybody else is doing because it is the smart thing to do, that's fine. Or whether you choose to go on a different path because it's the smart thing to do, that's fine as well. But what's important is that you think for yourself. You make up your own mind, and that you don't just blindly follow what everybody else is doing. And that's something that I wish someone had told me, that just following the rules isn't enough. You have to really think for yourself.